NFL Combine happened this past weekend, and everybody gets to have Twitter. One of the beautiful things about the college football media space and one of the unfortunate things when it comes to the NFL Combine. So Will Howard goes out there, misses on a few throws on routes on air, and you would have thought my guy was just having an undraftable kind of day. We got some takes on this, and spoiler alert, we do not align with the NFL draft Twitter scouts that think Will Howard is not a good football player. More on that in a second. One, make sure you're subscribed. Two, this show brought to you by our friends over at Rhoback. Now, if you're an Ohio State fan, you've probably heard of Rhoback, maybe seen Rhoback on your algorithm. Caleb Downs, everything safety, worked with Rhoback this past season. There's only one way to describe Rhoback. Best fit, best feel. For those who aren't familiar, Rhoback is completely changing the game with their incredibly comfortable active wear. They got everyday shorts, they got Delta Performance pants, perfect pairing, both super comfortable, elastic waistband, great fabric that is made for appearance, nice short look, but the comfort for a day on the move. So, Rhoback also been proudly leading the NIL charge, like I just mentioned, having signed partnerships with multiple college football stars, past and present, becoming the go-to brand for college athletes across the country. So use code JD, Rhoback.com, that's just those two letters, JD, no periods, for a generous 20% off for all new customers through the end of this week. That's spelled RHOBACK.com, 20% off all performance polos, shorts, hoodies, and more with code JD. So imagine that Will Howard, I'm guessing, probably trained in a Rhoback hoodie or two, and going back to the Combine and the way that he didn't look, I have such an issue with what we call punchline culture on this show because everybody wants to win the moment, get the retweet, get the like, and all those things, and nobody really wants to account for context. And my problem with the NFL draft, I appreciate the Combine. I appreciate we have football to watch during the month of March. That's fun for me, being able to watch people that just played college football and see what they do in a rather controlled setting. But I have a problem when a guy who has, NFL draft scout in his Twitter bio, when clearly nobody is employing him to be an NFL draft scout, starts firing off takes about how Will Howard is going to not have any success in the NFL. And it's paired with that clip of him missing a couple throws. Is that ever good to miss throws in the NFL Combine when there's no defense? Of course not. Should we just totally excuse that? No. Does it mean that Will Howard's not going to be successful in the NFL? That throw doesn't tell us that. It absolutely doesn't. I wish the NFL draft Twitter scouts would go evaluate the 5 years of college football that Will Howard actually played. That's my issue here. Everybody wants to have a take on the Combine. They want to evaluate everything from the measurables, the hand size, all this stuff. And I'm like, how about the games the guy played? How about him being number one in all of college football a year ago with the QBR rating that he had? How about the national title game that he won, the playoff run, where he completed 81% of his passes against one of the best secondaries in America in the biggest moment against Notre Dame? How about dropping a bucket, seam route to Mecca Egbuka in the Rose Bowl over a good Oregon defense, the Van Gogh Starry Night level throw to Jeremiah Smith in the back pylon against Tennessee? How about that? How about that, NFL draft Twitter scout? Tell me about that. Tell me what's wrong with that throw. To me, the Combine is, again, you should be able to complete passes when there's no defense. However, the context within this is those aren't receivers you've worked with, so timing isn't there. I don't know how broken in those footballs are, which sounds like I'm making an excuse. I think that probably matters to some degree. But guys go to the Combine all the time, will throw, not look their best, and still have great NFL careers. This past season, Bo Nix did not throw all that great at the Combine. Looked like he was more than capable this past season in the NFL. He did okay, right? Another guy who played a lot of college football. The things that I like about Will Howard in the NFL, and I'm not an NFL scout, I'm not claiming that, but the things that I like about him, quite frankly, outside of all the physical tools and all the things I just mentioned, a lot of those things that I like about him, you can't really evaluate at the Combine. I like the leadership from him and the response to lead his team after the Michigan loss to go on a national title run. I like the way that he responded after the Oregon loss, when his confidence probably could have been and maybe at times was decimated. I like the edge where he's got the Kurt Signetti celebration, putting the cigarette out. Not everybody liked that. To me, I like my quarterback having the edge there. The grittiness where you call a design run for him on 3rd and 1. All those things to me are why I get excited about a Will Howard. Now, will he be a success in the NFL? Y'all, I have no idea. I truly have no idea. But what he was as a college quarterback and what he was as a college football player, not a pro day savant, not a routes on air specialist, what he was as a football player when it really counted, I think that resume should speak for itself, as was this past season. Now, a lot of people will get to say this, and I understand the take, but I want us to address this. JD, he was a product of the system. He was a product of having an Avenger and Jeremiah Smith on the outside and a bunch of other elite wide receivers that he was throwing the football to, also 2 NFL running backs. Don't think that helps? I think it does help. But you still have to make it all go. There was still pressure on Will Howard to do his job. He was still the straw that stirred the drink, from my estimation. So, did he have a lot of help? Sure. Should we dock the guy for having help? I don't think so. I think you, in another sense, probably give him a lot of credit for maximizing what was around him. I mean, when he was on in that playoff run, y'all, he was on. And so I understand the pushback. I'm not making an excuse here for the poor showing or missing throws with no defense. That's not a good thing. But if he doesn't have success, it's not because of what he did at the combine. It's because of, I'm sure, a myriad of other reasons that will, at that point in time, be valid. Why? Because they're under the context of actual 11-on-11 football. So that's our soapbox. We've now gotten on top of it and said our piece. We will do a mock draft for you at some point in the month of April. All right, Cato and I are going to get in the lab, give you a full first-round mock draft, and we'll see where that thing goes. I don't know that Will Howard's going to be on there for the first round, but, long way to go till the draft. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Make sure you're subscribed. We will keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time.